Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Alter Ego live sale for the week of October, we'll say 18th. We'll go into the future because really, new comic book day is Wednesday. So, for the week of October 18th, 2023, it is a fantastic week for new comics, and we're going to get to those in just a minute after I drop the link to our Google form, our handy dandy Google form, into the comments. Start up our ticker that scrolls across the bottom here. So if you are not familiar with how we do this, every week I go through the week's new releases, and you have the opportunity to snap those up before they even come out. And you can be anywhere in the United States. We'll ship these to you. And in order for us to ship, you do need to fill out the Google form, and there is a link in the comments for you to access that. If you are local, you can come in and pick them up. It's that simple. It is that simple. So lots of horror comics out this week as we get closer to Halloween. And there is an 800-pound gorilla this week, along with an 800-pound lizard, probably more than 800 pounds. And that is going to be the book of the week. So come on in, say hey. Let me know who's watching. I see Ed's with us. Thank you, sir. Make sure to give us a thumbs up and heart so that the Facebook algorithm knows that we are a force for good. That's what we are. All right. So we are going to start with one of those aforementioned horror comics. We have Hack Slash Back to School, issue number 1, written by Hack Slash creator Tim Seeley, artwork by Eisner Award-winning artist Zoe Thorogood. This was fun. It's a beautiful book because Zoe Thorogood, she won the Eisner for Best Promising Newcomer. I think that they keep changing the name of that award. It used to be Talent Deserving of Wider Recognition, and I think it's Best Promising Newcomer. And Zoe Thorogood won that award this year at the Eisners, and she does great work. So this is about Cassie Hack, who is basically an R-rated Buffy the Vampire Slayer in a way, but much darker, still a lot of humor. And this story appears to take place very early on in her career as a killer of serial killers. And I highly recommend it. It is issue number 1. It is a miniseries. It is $4. If you have never read Hack Slash, we have the first 3 volumes of the omnibus. The first volume is $29.99 and collects all kinds of awesomeness featuring Cassie Hack and her sidekick Vlad and all of their friends and neighbors. She's just a really fun character. Oh, look at that artwork. Look at that artwork. There's a shark eating something that caught my attention. So if you want to get in on the ground floor of Hack Slash, check out Omnibus Volume 1. If you want to check out the latest adventures of Cassie Hack, check out Hack Slash Back to School, issue number 1. Hey, Ernie, thanks for hanging out with us. I should say me. It's not us. There's only one of me this afternoon. As I continue to roll through this week's new releases, probably my favorite cover of the week is Superman, issue number 7, but it is also issue number 850 with the legacy numbering, and this is one of the variants by Lee Bermejo. It is $7. It is a cardstock cover. It is a perfect example of the inspiration that Superman is to the young people in Superman's world and in our world. So it's Superman issue number 7, but also Superman 850. It's oversized. There's probably some awesome stuff that happens in here. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I love this cover. $7 will get you this. So there's supposedly the scariest Marvel book ever out this week, and that is Spine-Tingling Spider-Man, issue number 1, written by Saladin Ahmed, art by Juan Ferreira. And this is pretty scary. I don't think it's the scariest Marvel comic ever, but I did read it. I enjoyed it, and things are not going well for Peter Parker in this comic. So if you're looking for a Spider-Man comic with a horror edge, then you want to check out Spine-Tingling Spider-Man issue number 1 for $5. All right. We have a new She-Hulk series by the same creative team of the previous She-Hulk series. This is the Sensational She-Hulk issue number 1. If you've thought about getting into if you thought about starting to read She-Hulk, this is a great opportunity for you to do that. Sensational She-Hulk number 1 by Rainbow Rowell. Andreas Genole is the artist. Actually, I think this is a different artist than the previous series, but it is the same writer. $5 for Sensational She-Hulk issue number 1. Remember to reserve something. Just comment the word sold and the name of the item, and I will confirm availability with you, let you know if we have it. Some of these we only have a couple left, like that Superman cover. I only have 2 copies available, so don't wait too long. Gargoyles Halloween Special, 1-shot. I think it's a 1-shot. Is it a 1-shot? Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. It is a 1-shot. So they could just call it Gargoyles Halloween Special 1-shot instead of issue number 1. That makes too much sense. $5 for Gargoyles Halloween Special 1-shot. If you're reading Gargoyles, we automatically pulled this for you. New this week from DC, Green Lantern War Journal issue number 2, featuring John Stewart. This is $4. I believe we have 1 or 2 copies of issue number 1 if you'd like to get on board with the Green Lantern War Journal series. Another horror comic. I have not had a chance to check it out yet, but it looks like it's going to be awesome. Dark Horse does a great job with horror, and we've got the Headless Horseman 1-shot from Dark Horse. This is $8. It's an oversized 1-shot featuring scary stories. That's really all I can tell you. Well, it's somewhat possible the term 1-shot is trademarked. I don't know, Ed. I don't know if the term 1-shot is trademarked. Maybe. It might not even be trademarked by anybody in the comic book publishing world. I can think maybe a firearm company or a liquor company. I don't know. But yes, it's a bit confusing. So here is the biggest book of the week is Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, issue number 1. This, I believe, is 8 issues. First issue has a wraparound cover. We also have several variant covers available at the shop. This is $5. The only place you're going to see this epic crossover, Justice League, Godzilla, Kong, is in comic books and at your local comic shop. So if you're looking for a big blockbuster story, come on in, check it out. This is a perfect pairing with Wolverine Predator. We still have copies of issue 1 available. Issue 2 has not come out yet. But I think this is going to be... I've already read it. I enjoyed it. If you're a Justice League fan, a Godzilla fan, or a Kong fan, then you want to check this out. If you're looking for an action-packed story, you're going to want to check this out. Okay. Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong. $5 for issue number 1. Wraparound cover. Several covers available in the store. Alrighty. DC continues to spotlight some of the members of the Justice Society, some of their Golden Age heroes. We've got Jay Garrick, The Flash, issue number 1. This is $4. and appears to take place in the 1960s. So the Sandman series, the Wesley Dodds Sandman series, takes place in the 1940s. The Jay Garrick Flash series takes place in the 1960s. If you're a fan of the Flash and or Jay Garrick, check this one out. We've got the second issue of Avengers Inc. out this week, shining the spotlight on the Wasp and the Vision as they do their best Law and Order impersonation, investigating murders at, I believe it's the Raft. $4 for Avengers Inc. Number 2. We still have copies of number 1 available as well. Thank you for the thumbs up and hearts. Keep them coming. I appreciate it. All right. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 20. This is part 1 of a multi-part story where our heroes journey to the world of Kingdom Come. So if you are a fan of that story, then you absolutely want to check this out. I have not read World's Finest since almost the beginning, and I was able to pick this up and hit the ground running, completely understood what was going on because Mark Waid is one heck of a writer. And the Kingdom Come universe is so awesome, so I could not resist. This is $4 for Batman, Superman, World's Finest, issue number 20, part 1 of a Kingdom Come storyline. And if you have not read Kingdom Come, I highly, highly recommend it. We have it here in the store. It's one of the few graphic novels that I read at least every other year, if not every year. There's a handful of graphic novels that I revisit, I reread on a regular basis, and Kingdom Come is one of those. If you're interested, shoot me a comment and I'll let you know the pricing. I don't remember what it is, but we do have at least one copy here in the store. For fans of Berserker, we have Berserker Pen and Ink, issue 1. And I think this is a one-shot. $7. And this presents art and commentary by series artist Ron Garney. I really actually like what they're doing here. They're going page by page, I believe, reprinting issue number 1 of Berserker with commentary from artist Ron Garney along the bottom. So it's like looking at the pages of original art with commentary from the artist, kind of like a director's cut of a comic. But usually we get that with the writers, not so much with the artists. So it's kind of nice to see this. And I love Ron Garney's artwork, and it looks amazing in black and white. So Berserker Pen and Ink, number 1, $8. $7, sorry. Marvel gets on the Halloween bandwagon with Crypt of Shadows. This is a one-shot. Halloween-themed one-shot featuring short stories starring Daredevil, the Scarlet Witch, Deadpool, the Hulk, and Man-Thing. And it introduces a new villain called the Bricklayer. I think that's what his name is. Where was it? I think his name is the Bricklayer. Yeah, I'm never going to find where this is. There it is, Bricklayer. First appearance of the Bricklayer, Crypt of Shadows. This is $5. And finally, last single issue before we get to some graphic novels and other goodies is a book that I've been so excited about for about 6 weeks. I was able to read an advance copy of this book, and it blew me away. It is rare for me to be surprised by a comic book after doing this for 20 years. And I was surprised in a very good way. That book is Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, issue number 1, written and drawn by Patrick Horvath. This is his very first comic book series. First creator-owned book. He's done one other piece of published comic work in the Ha Ha anthology over at Image. Patrick is an amazing guy. He was gracious enough to spend time with me doing an interview several weeks ago, and I just posted that on our YouTube channel. You can watch that interview now. It's about 18 minutes. I'm going to drop that link in the comments. You can check out the interview with writer-artist Patrick Horvath for Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. This is being pitched as Dexter meets the world of Richard Scarry. Richard Scarry did children's books, and I'm telling you, I can't say a lot about this without giving stuff away, but the characters are fantastic. The characters are all like, animals. And our main character is Samantha Strong, who is a bear, and she owns the local hardware store. But she's got a dark secret. She's also a serial killer, and she's been a serial killer for a long time. But something happens in the town of wherever they are, Woodbrook, that turns her world upside down. And I did not see it coming, ladies and gentlemen. I was shocked when I got to the end of this first issue, and I cannot wait to read more. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees is $4. I'm recommending it to everybody. It's, fuzzy, fun animal characters with a very dark plot behind it. That's why it's called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I would encourage you to check out the interview I did with Patrick, a really nice guy, and that'll shed a little more light on the series. But let's support creator-owned comics, independent comics, especially when the stories are great, and this is a great story. So pick up Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Again, I'm going to be pitching it to everybody that comes in the store and all of you out there watching this. Really, really dug it. All right, let's get to the collected editions for the week. We have the latest volume of Spy Family X. I think this is the new volume, Volume 10, Spy Family X. Volume 10 is $12. We have a new Peanuts collection, Snoopy Touchdown, just in time for football season. What kind of in time for football season? $13 for Snoopy Touchdown. If you have a Sonic fan, or you are, check out the Sonic the Hedgehog official cookbook. $30. What do we got here? Join Sonic, Tails, Shadow, Knuckles, Amy, and many more friends and foes as they present their favorite foods and how to make them. Dive into the culinary world of Sonic the Hedgehog today. We have the most recent Spider-Gwen miniseries collected, Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones. This is $18. A new hardcover Star Wars collection from Dark Horse, and I believe these stories have not been printed anywhere else. This is the first time we're seeing these. Tales from the Death Star. $25 for Star Wars Tales from the Death Star. From the destruction of Alderaan to the shadow of the forest moon, alien creatures, phantom starships, deadly artifacts, and vengeful spirits all stalk the halls of the infamous space station. Join horror aficionado and veteran Star Wars author Cavan Scott and an all-star team of artists as they carry on the annual tradition of Star Wars Halloween horror stories for all ages, revealing the hidden evils that lurk within the charred remains of the ultimate firepower in the universe. $25 for Tales from the Death Star. If you're a Rick and Mortium, this is Rick and Morty Compendium Volume 1. $40 collects Rick and Morty issues number 1 through 15. 15 issues of Rick and Morty, $40. Extreme Venomverse collects the entire miniseries by Ryan North and a bunch of other people, Mirka Andolfo, Leonardo Romero, Al Ewing, lots and lots of people. Oh my gosh, there are like literally dozens of creators involved with this. Extreme Venomverse continues to innovate and excite with new takes on Venom. $20 for Extreme Venomverse, the collected edition. All right, this is going to make a great holiday item this year, a great Christmas gift. The Dark Crystal Creation Myths, the complete collection. The package on this, the presentation is top notch. This is an oversized hardcover, $75. It's by Brian Froud, who's the legendary conceptual designer of the beloved Jim Henson fantasy film, The Dark Crystal. He returns to the world he helped create in this official prequel trilogy to the cult classic film. It reveals the definitive origins of the Skeksis, the Mystics, Gelfling, and the Dark Crystal itself, while introducing all new characters in an epic spanning thousands of years. The Dark Crystal Creation Myths. Beautiful presentation. Another world, another time. $75 for this Dark Crystal hardcover. And our last item today is Dune, House of Harkonnen, Volume 1, hardcover. See that hand that I'm knocking? $25. Collects Dune, House of Harkonnen, issues 1 through 4. It is the second official prequel to Dune. And since apparently we're not getting a Dune movie until next year, maybe check this out. There you go, my friends. That is this week's batch of new releases. If you're watching this after the fact, as always, comment sold with the name of the item that you're looking for, and I will confirm via social media later on tonight or tomorrow. I appreciate those of you that are tuning in live and hanging out with me. Hopefully you're finding some cool stuff and some entertainment on your Tuesday afternoons. So thanks for hanging out. I'll be back next week going through all of the new releases then. Until then, take care.